This is very concerning. We are talking about the Los Angeles Rams quarterback situation. Who will be the quarterback two? Nobody's really impressing in OTAs. How is that shaping up going into training camp? We're talking about all that and much more. Also, a surprise for Sean McVay from a 49ers fan. We're talking about all that and much more all on today's episode of the Rams Digest. I'm your host, Josh Rahidon, and before we get too far into today's video, I want to let you guys know today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. For those who don't know, Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app and the absolute best way to get in on all of the sports action. World Cup, MLB, NFL season, WNBA, whatever you want to get in on in terms of making picks, saying more or less on these certain stats and who's going to win a game, whatever you want to do, Prize Picks has it all. Download Prize Picks right now with the link down below in the description. Use code DIGEST. You get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. If you download, make sure you use code DIGEST. You can download right now in the link in the description or the pinned comment. Use code DIGEST, $50 instantly. Simple as that. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. I'm going to give you a couple of my World Cup picks later on in today's episode. Stay tuned for that, but thank you again to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's episode. All right, let's get into what we really want to discuss here on today's episode. The backup quarterback situation for the Los Angeles Rams. Now, look, I get it. A lot of people, they're not really super concerned about the backup quarterback situation because they look at it and say, Stafford's the quarterback. That's all I care about, Josh. Who cares who is backing up Matthew Stafford? Well, right now, the Rams may make a surprising Ty Simpson decision amid development under Matthew Stafford. And so we're going to discuss what that means right now in just a second. Essentially, what we're talking about is the backup quarterback for the Rams. We already knew going into this season, Ty Simpson was a little bit of a reach pick for the Rams at pick 17. It was, right? No, earlier than that, 13, 14. I forget what pick it was. Who cares? 13. Pick 13 in the draft, right? And so a little lofty of a price to pay for a quarterback like Ty Simpson. If you go first round quarterback, you're expecting that quarterback to be ready to go sooner rather than later. We know pretty early on in Ty Simpson's career is most likely going to be ready later in his career. Now, we don't really know 100%. Brock Purdy, for example, thinking of the 49ers are on my mind. We'll talk about why in a second. Brock Purdy is a perfect example of a 7th round rookie that you would never expect to even touch the NFL field. And then he just absolutely goes crazy, goes undefeated and for a long time and takes his team to the Super Bowl at some point very early in his NFL career. That can happen. So shout out to Ty Simpson. We're rooting for something like that to happen if the Rams need it to happen with Ty Simpson and the quarterback situation in general. If that's what the job entails for Ty Simpson, then we're hoping he can fill those shoes. But right now, the reports are saying otherwise, okay? The reports right now are that Ty Simpson and Stetson Bennett are both not standing out in Rams quarterback 2 race. So essentially, both quarterbacks are not really surprising anybody. Both quarterbacks are not really standing out. They are not showing that they are the true backup quarterback on this team, which is not good news for Los Angeles Rams. I think this situation is kind of interesting, right? Yes, it can get overblown. Yes, it can get overhyped, but it also can go underrated, under the radar. No one's talking about backup quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are the favorite. The Rams are the best team in the NFL. The Rams have Myles Garrett and Trent McDuffie and Stafford and Devontae and Puka and so much talent on this roster, not to mention one of the best coaches in the NFL, if not the best coach in the NFL. So all of that is a nice mix for people to kind of forget. The Rams do have a couple of holes. The Rams do have some depth concerns on their roster. If Stafford, knock on wood, this doesn't happen, but if Stafford just twists his ankle at the wrong time, Rams need to beat a division rival to make the #1 seed or whatever it is, right? The Rams are competing for the divisional race, right? Maybe they're trying to get first versus the Niners, and you have to have Stafford out for a game because of a little bit of back pain, whatever it is. That is important for the Rams to know this season, that the backup quarterback could potentially get them a win or two. I understand that a lot of teams are going to sit there, a lot of fans are going to sit here and say, well, Josh, guess what? If Stafford goes down for the season is over, throw it away in the trash. We have no chance whatsoever. This team is really good, guys. This team is very good. And by the way, I don't think Philadelphia Eagles fans felt like that a couple years ago when Nick Foles stepped in the I don't know why I can't say what I'm trying to say here. When Nick Foles took over the reins for Carson Wentz and literally won the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles back in 2017. Eagles fans are probably saying like, hey, the season's over, we're cooked, no Carson Wentz, we're all done here. but a good backup quarterback could do wonders for your team. And that's why we talked about this last year, right? I'm not trying to be super frustrated at the Rams by any means, but I am kind of a little bit concerned that nobody's talking about this. No one's really concerned about this because we talked about this last season with the cornerback room. Nobody was really talking about the cornerbacks. Oh, we're happy with what we have and this is good enough and we'll be okay. Why? Why are we going about this situation like if the Rams are going to be fine, it's okay, no worries, and then when you have to worry, all of a sudden it's, well, we should have addressed it and now the season's over and ruined and what are we doing here, right? Why are we going to act like we can't tell the future here? If Stafford has to miss a game, we don't know what Stetson Bennett's going to do. Now, granted, that could be a positive. Maybe he goes in and absolutely balls out. Again, just like Ty Simpson, right? But if Stetson Bennett ends up being the backup quarterback because he has more experience, cool. What has he done? Look at his statistics. They don't exist. We saw him touch up the ball a little bit, obviously, when we're talking about preseason games. And we saw him make a couple nice passes and some nice drives and whatever it is. Cool. Shout out to Stetson Bennett for that. But he has literally zero statistics in the NFL during real games versus real competition at 28 years old. Remember, he was an older rookie when he got drafted in the 4th round back in 2023. So when we're talking about the Rams, we're talking about what the Rams are trying to do and win a Super Bowl immediately. I think why not plug every hole that you possibly can? That's why I said, like, dude, go get me Bobby Wagner. Like, I let him play backup linebacker for me. Let him just be more of like a coach on the sidelines and then step in if he needs. And hopefully he has something left in the tank to ball out. I mean, whatever you want. Von Miller, let him back up some of these guys on the D-line. Let him be the backup to Byron Young. I know how football works, and I know you can't just get a veteran to go out there and play snaps for you on special teams, and that is valuable for sure in terms of the success of your team. So that's a factor, but get me whatever, right? If I need a backup linebacker, even if it's not like the likes of Bobby Miller, you want a younger guy who's going to come out on the field and play a little bit of special teams for you, go get that. Go get that guy right now. Like, what are we waiting for, right? Go get me a backup quarterback that could just be salvageable, could just play a decent, like, give me Geno Smith, give me Derek Carr out of retirement. I'm joking, by the way. Give me Jimmy Garoppolo before he officially decides to retire. That's what I'm saying in terms of Los Angeles Rams. Stetson Bennett is a concern. Ty Simpson has not proven anything yet, obviously, and it doesn't sound like he's really doing much in terms of OTA to really impress anybody. And so my concern is that the Rams have an injury or two, or maybe just a small little bruise here or there. Stafford gets a little banged up before a game, and you just lose because you have absolutely no chance to do anything because your quarterback is just not at that level to be capable enough to make plays for you when it matters most. And that is the concern here for me when it comes down to Los Angeles Rams. We're talking about the race and who should be the backup quarterback. I mean, we got to go to college stats, and we got to go to the last 15 games they played in college. Remember, Stetson Bennett went undefeated and won the national championship with Georgia back in 2022. Ty Simpson went on a nice run, was able to get the Alabama Crimson Tide to the playoffs that year. But, overall, it's like, decent numbers for sure. Stetson Bennett probably the better quarterback overall, more accurate, a little more yardage for sure, a little more mobility in terms of what he did in college, better passer rating, all that. But again, we're talking about college here. We're talking about 2022 college stats for Stetson Bennett. That's 4 years ago. Are you guys concerned at all? I guess that's my question to you guys. A little bit of call to action for you guys. Are you concerned about the Rams' backup quarterback situation? I don't mean to blow it out of proportion. I don't mean to sound so passionate about it, but I am like, what are we doing? Like, why are we even trying to have a problem? Why are we even having this? Once the question comes up, we should be like, you know what? We kind of do need a backup quarterback is kind of important. Let's go get a guy. I'm not saying let's go get someone crazy, but just get me a quarterback that I've seen throw balls in an NFL football game. I mean, that's kind of makes me just feel better. Makes me feel warm inside. I'm not saying that's the Rams' responsibility to make me feel good, but I want to feel good about this team. I want to feel like this team is perfect. I want to feel like, obviously, if we lose Stafford for the season, we'll be concerned, but I want to feel like this team is going to be okay if Stafford has to miss a game or two. And right now, I'm not feeling that. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo's still there. Russell Wilson, by the way, officially retired this past offseason, so he's not actually a free agent. Taysom Hill, I mean, with the Saints, would kind of make me feel better than what we have currently and make me get creative, make me get excited about possibilities of creativity and coming out of the tight end room for Taysom Hill as well. But that would make me feel a little bit better than what the Rams have right now on the field. But Jimmy Garoppolo would make me feel really good. Quarterback who's been here, done that with this roster and been in this room before. I kind of want that route. Jeff Driscoll, we've seen him in the past. He would make me feel great. Phillip Rivers, forget about it. I'm not really going down that path of 45-year-old Phillip Rivers. John Wolford, been in the Rams before. I'm not really hoping for that either. Brett Rypien? I'm more on the side of like Jimmy G, pretty much it, to be honest. I mean, Jimmy G might be the only option out there. So one concern is Jimmy G could be the only option for you, which I'm fine with if they sign him, but there's not many options for the Rams, to be fair. So make a trade for a quarterback. I don't know. All I'm saying is I think the Rams need to make sure they plug all the holes that they can possibly even maybe have, right, on your roster, just to make sure we're 100% like, hey, we're going to do this. We're going on this path. We're going on this journey for our Super Bowl, and we're at least taking care of crossing the T's and dotting the I's in terms of if this happens, we're at least kind of prepared. Jimmy G makes me feel kind of prepared. A different linebacker behind Nate Landman and Omar Speights makes you feel kind of prepared. Yeah, Sean Dolak is there, but makes you feel a little bit better if you have another linebacker in there. The safeties, I think, are fine. The cornerbacks, I think, are pretty good, right? I think you're solid all around with this roster. I'm trying to think anywhere else I'm worried about in terms of holes. Backup offensive linemen, I guess, but that's kind of where I'm at, and that's where I stand here. Third receiving option, right? That's where I'm at right now with the current Rams roster. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. How do you feel about the Rams kind of being whatever about the backup quarterback? If it's Stetson Bennett, if it's Ty Simpson, who cares? It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. How do you feel about that attitude the Rams are having right now, or it seems to be having right now, about the backup quarterback situation? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. We'll definitely want to hear from you guys, see what you guys have to say. Before we go, I told you guys I was going to give you guys picks on Prize Picks, but I wanted to just shout this story out real quick. Look at Sean McVay trying to have some fun, seeming like to be in some kind of tropical place, maybe Mexico, hanging out, and some people who are 49ers fans close by. I think it was like some rich guy. I don't know. I'm sure it was someone rich hanging out with Sean McVay right around the area. Was able to put up this 49ers kind of like a little celebration. They brought him bottles or whatever, like a little bottle service kind of action. I don't think they actually brought drinks for Sean McVay, but just kind of a funny situation. You see Sean McVay actually laughing really hard about it. Whoever it was that got him the gift, by the way, a little surprise, he actually dabbed him up as well. I forget the guy's name. He's on Instagram somewhere. You could find it. Just Google Sean McVay vacation surprise, I guess. But he was a good sport about it. Super funny to see this image here. He's just kind of getting celebrated with the 49ers logo. Shout out to the 49ers fans for being passionate, but I think you all know the Rams are, at least right now, currently stand to look like they're going to have a better season than the Niners. That's all I'm saying for now, but we'll have to wait and see. The Rams got to do it. I can't just keep talking. The Rams got to go out and make it happen. I told you guys I was going to give you some picks on Prize Picks before I head out of here. I'm going to give you my picks for this game because on Friday, I'm super excited about this one. We have Erling Haaland in Norway going up against Kylian Mbappe and France. And I'm telling you, the reason why I'm saying more than goals here for both is because I really want to see some action. On Friday, I'm actually going to go to AMC Theater and I'm going to watch this game in person. Or not in person, but I'm going to watch this game at an AMC. Probably get a little bit of food, a little bit of drinks in me, hopefully, and then have a good time watching Norway versus France. Erling Haaland had some interesting comments. He doesn't seem very interested in this game. I hope he plays in this game because I really want to see him play versus Mbappe. He seems like he's just happy to be in the next round already. I think France also qualified for the next round, so they might be a little bit looser, lighter playing, maybe less effort, but hey, I'm excited to watch the game nonetheless. So I'm going more than goals for both guys and just hoping for the best here on this one. That's what's fun about Prize Picks, right? I can just go out there, have a crazy little pick like this, a little lineup like this, have some fun with it, and maybe get a chance to win some money. So if you guys want to make your own picks on Prize Picks, have less fun with it, take it a little more seriously than I am, then go ahead and make your picks on Prize Picks. Download Prize Picks today. Right now, the link is in the description or the pinned comment. Download Prize Picks, use code DIGEST. You get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. $50 instantly. You just got to use code DIGEST. The link is in the description and the pinned comment. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. Other than that, that's going to do it for me on today's episode. I am your host, Josh Giron, and I'm out.